What is up, guys? Logan here again, and today is going to be a great video. I'm collaborating with my buddy Remy Ellis. He's got a different channel I'll show you guys in a second, but we've been having an amazing time in the Discord. Options have been amazing. Everything's been a blast. Check the link below to hop into the Discord. We almost have 200 members who all just collaborate and help everyone options trade and invest, and it's just an amazing community. Everyone's been making a lot of money and just having a lot of fun. I got my Great Lakes Wellness shirt on. You guys know the deal. Link in the description below for 20% off. But a topic I wanted to talk about today, and it's a topic that's super important to me, that's financial minimalism. So we'll take finances, which are one of my favorite things in the world, and we'll take minimalism, which is another of one of my absolute favorite things on this planet. I like money, freedom, and I like minimalism because freedom. So what's always drawn me so much to minimalism is, the freedom aspect and just having less stuff. I like to travel a lot. I've heard this quote a lot of times, but it's live heavy, travel light, or travel light, live heavy. And I start to take into consideration that when I go on vacation for 5 days to 7 days, I pack a couple clothes, a couple essentials, and I try to fit it all in a backpack. I don't even travel with a suitcase because I feel like if I can fit everything into a backpack, then that's all I need. I can buy groceries and do all that stuff when I get to the place that I'm staying. So I'm super drawn to financial minimalism, because now if we could look at money that way and take money into consideration as like a minimalist thing. Because if you're able to save more money and spend on less stuff, whether it's, going out to eat a lot or just obsessive spending on clothes you can't afford or anything like that, think about being able to save all that money and then also investing that money. When it comes to financial minimalism too, you really need to pick your why. Like, why are you becoming a financial minimalist? Is it because you don't like your job, so you want to cut back on your spending so you can start a side hustle, and then you aren't so forced to work 24/7 to pay all your bills? You can then start to work so that you can invest money and create side reoccurring income. And one of my favorite things to talk about too is, I eventually want my AT&T dividends to pay for my phone bill. It's funny because I have Verizon for my service, but if I could get my AT&T dividends to pay for my phone bill, I would be so happy, because then that's a bill that's literally taken care of just by investing. I'm halfway to that goal, and I plan to be there by the end of the year. And I'm gonna use other growth stocks to make profits in, and then I'll take that profit and move it into AT&T so then they can continue to pay me their dividend. And that's just something that I think about from time to time. And that's one of my whys. I wake up, and why do I wanna be a financial minimalist? Well, it's because I would love for my streams of income to take over my bills, give me more freedom, allow me to travel, which ultimately leads to more happiness and less stress, which is something we all want, I think. What's also cool is if you focus on financial minimalism, you're able to automate your life more. If you can automate your life through your finances, it'll just give you more freedom and less time to worry, because even if you're able to save $5 to $10 because there's something that you bought that doesn't bring you value, maybe saying something like, maybe I don't need coffee every day, and just getting it a couple days a week and saving that extra $10, $15 a week by not drinking coffee, going out to get it, or maybe not going out to eat or something. I was first drawn to minimalism by the Minimalism documentary on Netflix. I think you guys definitely go check that out. And then Matt D'Avella. What I like about Matt D'Avella is he just talks about, decluttering your life. And also, if you declutter your life, there's also room for you to declutter your finances as well. There's always things that are trying to get money out of our pocket. And one of the simplest quotes really is just make sure that you make more money than you spend. And then I think you can really deem yourself as a financial minimalist. And there's a couple things that I don't buy as a financial minimalist. It's things like one-time use items. I like to go for long-term value, like buying camera gear. I rent a lot of books to save space from purchasing books. I do a lot of audiobooks. So it's just nice to clear up space, because if you can clear up your mind state with money, you can really put yourself further ahead. And there's so many ways to have multiple streams of income. You can start a business, you can get into rental properties, stock market investing, simple things like that, having side hustles. are all things that can put you in a place to where like 3 to 5 years from now, you could really see a really good amount of income just by putting in the work ahead of time. And that's something really cool, and society doesn't really teach us that. They kind of teach us like, go to get a job so you can pay for your bills, which is amazing, and I think jobs are really cool. But there's also other streams and other ways to make money and ways of doing things that mainstream media doesn't really teach us about. I've always just been drawn to having a simpler lifestyle, and that's where financial minimalism really steps in, because it takes my two favorite things, squishes them right together. There's a lot of good books too that you can read for financial minimalism. I really like The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey, and all of the books that I've already reviewed. And there's a couple others that are on my list, especially ones for investing. But especially being a stock market investor, financial minimalism helps me because now I have more money to options trade with, which is options trading is amazing because you can have a 10 to 15% return in a single day. Like even today, I was messing around, had an 8% return on Boeing in a day. Most people, it takes like 10% a year by holding stocks, but if you're able to trade options effectively, you can really put yourself in a great position to become a financial minimalist, achieve financial freedom, which is something I think we all want. I know it's something that I want. I think the book I Will Teach You to Be Rich talks about this amazingly. Just really talks about finding the best deals possible, and getting things like credit cards can give you cash back on your spending. So just ways to filter money through to where it's always coming back to you so you can pay yourself first and stay financially free. I prepared some questions for Remy to answer too, and I'm gonna throw his portion of the video in right now.
So the first question posed by Logan is, what is my definition of financial minimalism? So as I mentioned before, it's a pretty popular lifestyle and movement that's gained popularity in recent years, but basically to me, it stems from valuing, your human experience and yourself as a person more than material objects and possessions. So in this sense, less is more, and you're subtracting, distractions, time wasters, negative situations, negative emotions. You're subtracting all these things from your life, and in doing so, you're adding time, space, energy for your passions. So by taking away, negative things, you're creating space for positive things that you actually want. I think in essence that is minimalism, and in this video we're tying it into finance. Metaphorically or literally, cleaning out the closet. So that's getting rid of all the old shirts, all the old clothes that you don't need. You're taking them out, you're creating space for new shirts, or you're just creating space to have space. Maybe you don't need new shirts, you don't want any more shirts, you just want more space. That is minimalism. And in connection with finances, in your personal finances, it's eliminating expenses, eliminating costs, and creating systems and habits and strategies that just you have to give less to, you have to give less money to, you have to give less energy to, you have to give less time to. In my mind, it's being creative with your money and putting yourself in a position that you can enjoy life, enjoy your experience more so than physical things, physical possession. Question number 2 is, when did I realize I wanted to be a financial minimalist? So I'd say the point in my life when I realized I wanted to at least incorporate financial minimalism or become a financial minimalist myself was, I would say, right my last year of college. So I'm 23 years old now. I've been out of college for about 2 years, about a year and a half now. So the first time these ideas started to come to my head was when I was graduating college. Obviously I had some student loans. I still have some student loans, but I had student loans. I was coming out of the gate. I was excited to start my life, start my adult life, and really I started to realize that certain things I didn't need, and there's certain expenses I just didn't feel like I needed to allocate my time and my resources to. I got creative with it. I got creative with my systems and my, just my habits and my routines, and it allowed me to save money, but at the same time, it was more fulfilling to me. See, I don't think it's just about saving money or cutting costs. It's also about how it makes you feel and the position it puts you in, now and in the future. I think that being a young person, in your 20s, it's really a time where you start to identify the life you want to live and the person you want to be, whether that is, like luxurious and spending your money on things, on possessions, on an image, or paving your way, finding yourself before you make those decisions, those big financial decisions, and maybe find yourself in a position that you'd rather not be in. So to answer the question, when did I know I wanted to be a financial minimalist? I would say college. I was a finance major. I was learning all about personal finance, and I realized that by doing certain things, I would put myself in a position of power, in a position that could be advantageous to myself and the people around me. So that's really when I started to think in this way, and I have ever since then. Question 3 is, what is the most drastic change I made in my life? So in becoming a financial minimalist, and I would say realizing that there's 3 things I need. Yeah, food, clothing, shelter. That's all I need. Obviously I have other things, but when it comes down to it, those 3 things, that's what I need. So extra time, extra money, extra resources. If it's not going towards those three things, that's something I got to think about and keep in the back of my mind as I'm going through my life. The biggest move I made was downsizing my living situation. So that sounds kind of funny as a 23-year-old, but believe it or not, throughout college and in the year after college, I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, and the other bedroom I had was just for things. Like I kid you not, it was full of just stuff, like clothing, furniture, boxes of stuff I didn't unpack. It was full of stuff. And obviously, talking about it now and thinking about it now, that sounds irrational. Like, okay, dude, why don't you get rid of some of your stuff? Not like I'm a hoarder or anything, but just downsizing. So I had that 2-bedroom until a few months ago when I moved into this new place. And this is a 1-bedroom. So I eliminated so much stuff. I eliminated that space, but more so, I eliminated the mental, need to have all that stuff. So what that did for me is it allowed me to pay less in rent, have less stuff, be responsible for less stuff, and it just cleared some mental and physical space. So some mental space, some mental real estate, and some physical space. So I need less space because I have less things. I have, And another change I want to mention is I stopped buying takeout, buying delivery food. I stopped paying so much money for food. And, this one is hard for people to get over, but for me, it was more of the fulfillment of, okay, I'm able to save money on not spending money on takeout, delivery, food, stuff like that. And I'm able to, enjoy my human experience by becoming confident in the kitchen and in my ability to cook food that tastes good, first of all. And in that sense, I'm saving money, but at the same time, I'm enjoying life. Question number 4, what is the end goal for financial minimalism? I think it's really, coming to the end of your life and not having regrets about spending money and enjoying your life, If you want to splurge on that vacation, I think you should. If you want to buy that luxury car, I think you should. But bear in mind, second and third order consequences. So you take that vacation, you spend those, however much it is, you spend that money on the vacation, and then, you might not be able to do other things. That there's more than one, reaction to that action that you take. And those second and third order consequences is what people don't think about. So I think the end goal is to really be in a position at the end of your life, hopefully, that you feel good about the things that you've done, and you're looking back on your experience, and that's exactly what it is. It's like all these experiences that you had. It's places you went. It's people you met. It's activities that you that you took part in, and having a sense of pride in that, I think that's worth a whole lot more than anything else. Question number 5 is, what does my girl think of all this? What does she think of all this minimalistic living? All these adjustments, all these changes to my life, and this minimalistic lifestyle and mindset. All in all, she's good with it. The changes that I made, ones that affected her, I would say buying less food, less takeout, less delivery, and really what the change that happened there was she either had to accept my cooking in the kitchen or, try it out herself. And I do all right in the kitchen now. Believe me, I do all right in the kitchen.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed Remy's part. He's such a great guy. Please go check out his channel. That's also going to be linked below. I love the way that he just talks about financial minimalism. There's literally no wrong way to be a financial minimalist. You make more money, save more money. There's so many different ways you can take this. So now you can travel more. Now you can do the things you've always wanted to do. You can go fishing. I think one reason people are steered away from personal finance is because there's so many conflicting opinions. You know, if being a financial minimalist is right for me, or just a minimalist in general, you know, you'll always hear people that'll tell you what you're doing is right, and you'll also hear people telling you that what you're doing is wrong. And I get that all the time from people who trade options and make money with me, and then there's also people who trade options and who don't do well, or even stock market investing. Some people think, hey, it's pure gambling, and even starting a business, some people say, hey, it's pure luck and gambling. You never know what could happen. So I think it's always important to take chances, but also manage your risk. And that's why I love being a financial minimalist. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Definitely watch those minimalism documentaries. Learn more about financial minimalism on YouTube. It's a great place. I learned a lot of stuff. This is kind of what got the ball rolling for me when I started my journey about 1.5 years ago and really took it seriously about 1 year ago, is where I really just ramped up and was like, you know what? I want to, in 3 to 5 years, be in a place to where if I was to lose my job, or, you know, the global pandemic happens, that I'll be comfortable, happy, knowing that I have multiple streams built up, so I don't have to become too attached to one and then get upset if it doesn't end up working out. And that's a really dangerous spot to be in. If you only have one source of income and you lose that source of income, you're gonna be in a tough position. But if you have dividends rolling in, and maybe you have rental properties, or, you know, you've built a business, something along those lines, or you're a freelancer maybe, or a journalist, whatever it may be, that can really help you step into a new chapter of your life of now having extra income and being able to do the things you've always wanted to do without it over-cluttering and distracting you from your main purpose in life. So this is another great video. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you like and subscribe. It really means a ton to me. I hope you got value out of this video. And don't forget that you can always message me on Instagram or just chat in the comments below. I always reply. Just with questions you may have, or how I got my journey started, how you guys can. I just love talking about my life experience with, you know, personal finance and financial minimalism, because it's really put me in a place to where I feel better mentally, physically, spiritually. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.